Good morning, everybody. I hope your day is starting off good. I know mine is. We're going to have a nice sunny day, so that's exciting. I will take it. So let's do our welcome song first, and then we'll go from there. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. We're glad you're here today. Let's do our caterpillar check-in, okay? So they're looking pretty good. They're still in their cocoons. We're just waiting on whatever day they decide to come out as butterflies. So we got a butterfly bush, which is like a plant you can plant outside. And we're gonna plant that outside and hope that once we release them that they'll maybe stay close. They probably won't, but it's just a positive thought. So yesterday I was able to get back into the preschool classroom. I had to clean it out for the end of the year. But I was also able to grab some stuff that I would typically have used during circle time. Some stuff had to stay there, but there were some things I could bring home to show you guys that we would have made it a little better, and I wish I would have had it most of this time. But I'll give you guys kind of a rundown of what school would be like. So when preschool started each day, we always had this in school, and this was hung up. It was our schedule, our daily schedule. So every time you come into the classroom, you would wash your hands and hang up your coat. Then we would do writing time, where you would go to the table and you would write your name or a letter, whatever you were working on that week. Then we would head over and do circle time, which is what we kind of do every day here in our videos. Then we would do some playtime, where you guys were grouped off into like a certain amount of children, and you got to play at certain stations in the classroom, and we would rotate every 15 minutes. Then it was everybody's favorite snack time, okay? Then we would do a second circle time, which would be our story, okay? During this time, I add our story right into our morning circle time because we're only doing one a day, but typically you'd have one near the beginning of the day and after snack time. Then there's some open-ended play time after that, and then we get ready to go home. So that's kind of our daily schedule. This is our visual. Normally this is hung in the classroom just as a reminder of what happens next, okay? Then we have our circle time one, okay, which kind of shows how we really run circle time in our classroom, okay? So we do our hello song like we do every day here. Then we usually talk about who has the jobs for the day. So this is what this is. This is the greeter. So a greeter can greet in 3 different ways, and you'll go through each person in the class, and the person will hold this up, okay? And they walk to each kid in the class, and they say, do you want a hug, a high five, or a handshake? Okay, I wasn't sure if I had fist bump or handshake. I couldn't remember. And so then the greeter gets to greet everybody in the class, and that's their job for the day, okay? And let me show you the other jobs, and that way you can see what else there is that would typically be in our class. So our job chart, you have the greeter, which says high five here, the line leader, you have this person that gets to choose the song, the person that gets to help with our letters, the person that gets to help with our calendar, and the person that gets to be the weather helper, okay? So those are our jobs that you get to do in class. So a typical circle time at school is pretty similar to what we do here, with just a few more activities added in. So we do our hello song. We have our greeter comes next. Then we usually pick our song off of our preschool playlist, okay? Then we work on our colors. We talk about the days of the week. We do our shapes. We talk about the weather. And then we finish off with our alphabet. Because this is our morning circle time where we're not doing the story in that one. The story comes later separately. So our preschool playlist that we had when we were in class, which here we've been able to do a lot more. We had 5 Little Speckled Frogs, Baby Shark, Going on a Bear Hunt. This one was a favorite where we would do Lots of Little Fish Are Sleeping on a Rock, 5 Little Monkeys, and Wheels on the Bus. So these were, if you were the helper for the music for the day, you would pick your song and we put it up at the top, and then that would be the song that we did during circle time. So that was, we called that our, I think we called that our preschool playlist is what we called that. Yeah, so then I was also able to bring home some of our, like our weather chart that we do. our little alphabet chart, and then our days of the week. We'll still use our calendar, but we also have this to help us recognize what the words look like in class. So we have a few extra things today that I'll be able to add in that we typically would have used in class. Okay, so let's do our morning song first. Okay, we're still talking about zoo this week, so let's get the zoo song going.
Jump, jump, like a kangaroo. Jump, jump, like a kangaroo. Jump, jump, like a kangaroo. Let's sing the animal song. Let's swing our noses like an elephant. Swing, swing, like an elephant. Swing, swing, like an elephant. Swing, swing, like an elephant. Let's sing the animal song. Let's count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shake, shake, like a rattlesnake. Shake, shake, like a rattlesnake. Shake, shake, like a rattlesnake. Let's sing the animal song. Let's fly like a pelican. Fly, fly, like a pelican. Fly, fly, like a pelican. Fly, fly, like a pelican. Let's sing the animal song. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sleep, sleep, like a koala. Sleep, sleep, like a koala. Sleep, sleep, like a koala. Let's sing the animal song.
All right, very cute. Gotta love animals. They just make everything better. All right, so let's talk about the weather. We can actually get our weather chart out today since I was able to bring it from school. So if your job today was being the weather helper, we would look at our chart and we would say, what is today? And it can be more than one thing. So you can have 2, 3 clips and clip around. What do you think it is today? So on our weather chart, we have cloudy, sunny, partly cloudy, rain, snow, storms, windy, or winter sun. Winter sun means it's sunny, but it is cold still outside. So what do you guys think? If you're looking behind me, it definitely looks sunny, and it is. So if I were weather helper today, I would move the clip to above where sunny was because I think it looks pretty sunny. Yeah, so that's how we would do it. And if you were the weather helper, you would get to look at this. You'd go over to the window in the classroom and you would tell us what you thought it was. Okay, now for our figuring out what day it actually is, I was able to bring home our calendar that we sometimes use in class. We also have a bigger one too, but this is nice because we can cross off the days as we go across, and we're looking still for our pink circle, okay? So we're gonna do our days of the week song, and let's start it off and see where we're at. Days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week. There's Sunday and there's Monday, there's Tuesday and there's Wednesday, there's Thursday and there's Friday, and then there's Saturday. Days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week. There's Sunday and there's Monday, there's Tuesday and there's Wednesday, there's Thursday and there's Friday, and then there's Saturday. Days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week. All right. Did you guys catch when we got to the pink circle? Where did we land? Did you see it? Let's try it. Okay, let's see where we land. There's Sunday and there's Monday. There's Tuesday. Yes, today is Tuesday. Okay, so if today is Tuesday, what do you think yesterday was? Let's try to figure it out. There's Sunday and there's Monday. Okay, yesterday was Monday. Let's figure out what tomorrow will be. Okay, ready? There's Sunday and there's Monday. There's Tuesday and there's Wednesday. Tomorrow will be Wednesday, okay? But we know today is Tuesday. Let's count our days to see what number we're at. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay? So today is Tuesday, May 12th. Okay, good job. Way to follow along. Another thing that we do in class when we're working through our chart, we write our days down. When we had yesterday was, which we figured out, yesterday was Monday. Today is Tuesday. Tomorrow is Wednesday. This helps us see what we just talked about, okay? Another thing we like to look at sometimes when we go through the days of the week song is the actual way that the days of the week look, what the words look like, okay? So if we were to do it, we could also sing it along to this instead of just the calendar, okay? There's Sunday and there's Monday. There's Tuesday and there's Wednesday. There's Thursday and there's Friday. And then there's Saturday, days of the week. So there's lots of ways we do our days of the week to help us remember it and help us figure out where we're at. I just didn't have a lot of things here before because they were still hanging out at the preschool. All right, so let's figure out where we are letter-wise, okay? I do have my little alphabet chart today with me, so we can go through the whole ABCs together now, and then since we can sing it together, since we can see it all in one place, and then we'll go through our cards as well, okay? Ready? Let's do our ABCs. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me? All right, it's nice to be able to see all of the letters because before I didn't have that here. So let's go through and see where we left off yesterday. Let me try to remember what letter we were on. All right, I do remember. Okay. So we have A, apple, A. We have B, ball. We have C, cat. We have D, dog. We have E, elephant. We have F, fish. We have G, grapes. We have H, horse. We have I, inchworm. We have J, jelly beans. We have K, kite. We have L, lemonade. It's okay, doggies. We have M, mouse. Don't worry, Zane, it's okay. We have N, nose. We have O, octopus. We have P, pineapple. We have Q, queen. Okay, and today would be R, rabbit. Okay, so let's write an uppercase and a lowercase r so you can see how to do that. All right, a capital R is a line with a loop over this way, and then you go down. That's a capital R, uppercase R. A lowercase r would just be a line with a little swoop to the right, okay? All right, you can do it, I know it. All right, so at school, we also had a few other things. We would try to add in some shapes or counting, things like that during circle time. But we also used to talk about our feelings. Feelings were a big thing in our class. We wanted you guys to know that there were different zones to be in, and it was okay to feel any way, okay? So green was kind of a good zone where you felt happy and content. Blue zone, you were a little worried, a little nervous about things. Yellow zone, you were thinking, maybe a little anxious or surprised by things that were happening. And then red was angry and or frustrated. And it was okay to have any of these feelings or be in any of the zones. The most important thing was to be able to tell somebody your feelings so we could help you feel those feelings and get through those feelings. Another thing that we do in class we have 2 boards that we work through where we have our shapes and our colors, okay? So we have all of our different shapes that we like to learn about. We also have our different colors that we want to remember, okay? And then on another chart we had our numbers where we would do counting and numbers. So each day we'll rotate on here on what we practice on, okay? So today let's do our shapes and our colors, okay? So everybody look at my board, okay? And if you can look at this shape, does anybody know what this shape is? It's kind of like a long stretched out circle, but it's not a circle. This is called an oval. This is kind of like a long stretched out square, but it is not a square. This is a rectangle, okay? This right here has 3 sides, pointy on top. This is a triangle. Over here, we have a 4-sided equal part square. And right here, it's kind of hard to see, but it's in the yellow. I'm going the wrong direction. It's a yellow circle, okay? Kind of like a ball shape. All right, let's talk about our colors. We have the colors in the rainbow plus a few more. So this color is red. This color is orange. This color is yellow. This color is green. This color is blue. This color is purple. This color is brown. This color is black. And this color is white. Okay, so we'll just review those skills each day to help us remember all of the different things we need to know as we go through life. Okay, so now it's story time, last part of our circle time. We have another Curious George book. The title is Curious George Feeds the Animals. Okay, Curious George Feeds the Animals. The author is Margaret and H.A. Rays. Okay. The author is who wrote the book. Let's see what Curious George does. I think he's heading into the zoo, which is perfect for this week because it's Zoo Week. Okay, this is George. George was a good little monkey and always very curious. One day George went to the zoo with his friends, the man with a yellow hat. A new rainforest exhibit was opening and they wanted to be the first ones inside. But when they got to the new exhibit, the doors were closed. We'll have to come back later, George, the man said. Why don't we visit the other animals while we wait? First, they stopped to watch a zookeeper feed the seals. When he tossed the little fish in the air, the seals jumped up to catch them. They barked for more. It was like it looked fun to feed the animals. Would you like something to eat, George? Asked the man with the yellow hat. He bought a snack for them to share. When they stopped up to see the crocodile, George remembered how the zookeeper fed the seals. He was curious, would the crocodiles like something to eat? George tossed him a treat, and the crocodile snapped it out of the air. Should you feed the animals at the zoo? No way. Next, they visited the koalas. George thought the koalas were cute. Here was a friendly one. She was curious too. She wanted to see what George was eating, so he held out his hand to share. George shared his treats with the elephant and a baby kangaroo too. Oh, George. George was making lots of new friends at the zoo. The lion was already eating, but the hippopotamus tried a snack. Next, he gave a treat to an ostrich. George is a good sharer. Then George saw the giraffes. What fun to feed a giraffe. Giraffes usually have their heads up high in the trees, but George could see these giraffes would be easy to feed. But as soon as he held out his hand, a zookeeper came running. The zookeeper looked angry. Was he angry at George? George didn't know, and he didn't want to stay to find out. So he slipped away. Run, George, run. And the giraffes were happy to help. Well, he slid down them. But where did George go? Do you see him? Sneaking off. He acted like he was part of the monkeys. He was trying to hide, his best to hide, but little monkeys can't stay still for long. When George wiggled, the zookeeper was waiting. "I see you," he said. Just then another zookeeper hurried by. "Come quick," she yelled. "Someone saw the parrot." The first zookeeper led George to a bench. "The parrot from our new exhibit escaped. I must help find it," he explained. He told George to wait for him there, and before he left, he said, "Don't you know you're not supposed to feed the animals? The wrong food can make them sick." George felt awful. He didn't know that he wasn't supposed to feed the animals. He didn't want to make them sick. George was looking at the treat in his hand when all of a sudden, what happened? A big bird swooped down and snatched it right up. Now George knew he wasn't supposed to feed the animals, but this one helped itself. A zookeeper passing by was happy to see George. "You found the parrot," she said. "We've been looking for this bird all day." When she saw George's snack, she said, "This isn't the best thing to feed a parrot, but a little wouldn't hurt. Would you like to help me bring him back to where he belongs?" George was happy to help after all the trouble he had caused, and together they went back to the exhibit. There's our problem, the zookeeper said, pointing to a hole in the netting. As the zookeepers discussed how to fix it, George had an idea. He climbed up like only a monkey can, and when he reached the hole, he tied the netting back together. Meanwhile, the first zookeeper returned. "Catch that naughty monkey," he yelled. "He was feeding the animals." "But that little monkey found the parrot," another zookeeper told him. "And look, he fixed the netting. Now we can open the exhibit." When George came down, all the zookeepers cheered. "Yay, George!" Finally, the celebration began and the doors were open. The man with the yellow hat was there, and he and George got to be the first ones inside. As George walked in, the zookeepers thanked him for all of his help. "Please visit anytime," they said. George couldn't wait to come back and see his friends. But the next time he remembered, unless you're a zookeeper, do not feed the animals. All right, that's it for today. Thank you guys for staying along this morning, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.